How to create wealth in the Black community. This is Noelle here, and I am going there today. Today is a very special day. Today is my birthday, and I am making this video for YouTube, and I'm going there. We're going to talk about how to create wealth in the Black community. Now, this is not something that I normally do, talk about wealth or the Black community per se. I actually do talk about wealth, but nothing about the Black community because I really just don't usually get into race. But this video was suggested to me by my audience, so I'm gonna make this video for you guys, and I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna show you wealth. I'm gonna show you what it really looks like and how to literally create wealth, and it is not the way that you think. So listen and stay with me for this whole video because I'm going there.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So let's first start off and let me tell you that today is my birthday, and I am not gonna tell you how old I am, but I'm gonna show you where I am and give you a real lesson on what it takes to create wealth in the Black community and what we really need to do as a people. But let me first start off by saying something, because I have to say this. Race is not real, okay? Stay with me to the end because you're gonna understand what I'm saying, but please know race is not real. There are no constraints holding you back from being wealthy, from having wealth, from creating wealth, from having lots of money. But the truth of the matter is, some of us, we do have some lessons to learn. We got some things to do, and we didn't get to see wealth. You know, if you grew up like me, you know, I'm not saying that I grew up poor. I didn't grow up eating out of trash cans or in public housing or anything like that, but I did not grow up with rich parents. I did not get to see wealth. I did not get to experience, you know, beautiful houses and live in mansions and go through life and see, you know, what people really had and get to talk to people that had a lot of money. I, you know, just had regular friends, and, you know, we were striving to get jobs and finish college and things like that. And now that I am a millionaire, now that I make millions of dollars per year, I have millions of dollars, I am able to create millionaires by teaching people the things that I know. I am able to tell you, you're gonna have to change your life, you know? And in the Black community, let's go there for a second. In the Black community, what that means is we gotta change what it means to be Black. You know, so many times that has this definition where you have to think a certain way, you have to talk a certain way, things have to be a certain way, and that's not true. This goes for anybody, any race, any gender, any sexuality. None of those things matter. What matters is about your mind. It's about your mind. You have to change the way you think. And you have to, in order to change the way you think, you have to start doing things differently. You have to start seeing things you never saw before. For your birthday, literally for your birthday, you end up having a friend of a friend. You're in their Airbnb. This is not your Airbnb, but it's across the street from the house that you're having built. That's what I have going on. I literally, in order to keep creating in my life, even now that I've created millions, and I'm saying I want to create tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions per year, per month, per day, you know, that means I got to change how I think. And so for my birthday, I did something different. I rented this mansion. This is not my house, okay? But literally it's across the street from the house that I'm having built. You can see it in the background there. It's across the street. And I just rented this house on my birthday, and I just spent my birthday watching them build my house, walking by it, thinking about it, visualizing what it's gonna be like to live in it, thinking about the furniture that I'm gonna put in it, how much money am I gonna make, how long am I gonna live there? You know, it's an 8-bedroom, 8-bath house. It's beautiful. This is a 7-bedroom mansion that faces the lake. My house views the lake as well. That's crazy, but I created that with my mind. I drove through this neighborhood. I'm gonna get vulnerable with you for a second and tell you the truth on how you create wealth and how it's really just all in your mind. I used to just drive through this neighborhood. And look at these houses. And then one day I said, I'm gonna have one of these houses. And I just started to create it. And I was like, that's my house. Like, that's my car. Same thing. You do that same thing. And as your mind grows, as you create things, you can create more things. as you just start to feel it. But you have to be different. You have to be vulnerable. You have to go out there and be the poorest person in the room sometimes. Sometimes you have to go be around people that are smarter than you. Sometimes you have to go and experience things that are different for you. Different furniture, different houses, different lifestyle. You know, I'm in a friend of a friend's house. She rents this mansion out. Okay, I'm not going to tell you where we are. We're in Kissimmee, Florida. But she rents this 7-bedroom mansion out. I'm showing this to you guys. I'm going to just walk through so you can see how beautifully it's decorated and how much money she makes on this property. Okay? And that's why I'm like, maybe I'll move into my house and maybe I'll rent it out as well and start making money. This house rents for like $1,000 per night. I got it for free. My birthday fell on the middle of the week. I'm not going to tell you my exact birthday. I got a couple of stalkers. But I stayed here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because those are like the down days. So I got this for free. But that's because of the people that I now know. I didn't know these people before. I had to start being different, start going to different places, start talking to people that are different, start not being afraid, get out of my ways of what a black person is or what a woman is or what a Jamaican person is or what any of those definitions are. You have to start changing how you see yourself, how you see the world. Create things that's different. Do things different. Not be afraid. Start changing your mind. So step one, you have to start going to different places, touching it, feeling it, being around different places. Go to a golf course or whatever it is that you want. Again, you get to create the life that you want. Whatever it is that you want, you can have it. You can be it. You can do it. You can have any experience. This is all available for you. I'm not telling you this. I'm telling you what I know. I'm literally having the house. I'm telling you the truth. I could just lie to you and I said this was my house. It's not my house. But I'm having a house built across the street. It's going to be done in August. I created that. I manifested that with my mind. First, I wanted to make tens of thousands a month. Actually, I wanted to make 6 figures per year. And then I wanted to make $1 million per year. Then I said I want to make $1 million per month. Okay? Now I'm beyond that. Now I have funds. Private equity funds that you can put together, that I'm putting together. These are things that are not just possible for me. This is possible for everybody. Okay? But we have to start thinking differently. We have to start knowing that we're worthy. I would have never thought that I was worthy to have a private equity fund with $100 million in it that I could buy real estate with. Something that I enjoy doing. But you don't have to do real estate. You could do whatever it is that you want. You could do, this works in the beauty industry. This works in, the hair. This works for, engineers, whatever it is that you want to do. My passion is real estate. And I love short-term rentals. I love this property. Like, I can't wait to decorate mine, and theme it out. She's amazing. She's a fitness trainer too, the person that owns this. I don't want to say her name because she's, she's well known. But as I'm becoming more well-known, I'm getting connected with people and learning all of these things and seeing all of this. Look at this property. Look at this. My house is going to be similar. This is a 7-bedroom. Like I said, mine is an 8-bedroom. Same neighborhood. And this is beautiful. And this is wealth. You want to own things. So that's how you create wealth. You own things. You have to start owning things. You have to start creating things. You're not going to get there with a job. Okay? Take it from someone that used to have a job. I used to work a job. I used to work in corporate America, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, Movement Mortgage. One of my great mentors, the CEO of Movement Mortgage. That was probably the last job that I had, But going to dinner with that person, that's an example of how I created wealth. Going to dinner and listening and seeing this person's home and talking to them. And he gave me a book when we first met, The owner, the CEO of Movement Mortgage gave me some books and I read them. I was excited to read them. That was what a millionaire gave me. He gave me books. Think about that. And I read those books, John Maxwell books, How to Become a Person of Influence. And now look at me today. That was like 4 years ago. Now today I am a person of influence. I went from someone that was just a person that had some money to someone that has lots of money and to someone that now influences and can tell you and teach you these things. And let you know, more importantly, there's nothing to buy, that you can create this for yourself. You can create all of this for yourself. This is someone's house. Like I said, she's a trainer, but she does Airbnb and she makes a ton of money off of properties like this. She doesn't even pay anything. The mortgage and everything is covered. Think about that. The mortgage and everything is covered and she's just building wealth. And that's what I do. But I didn't start here. I didn't start with properties like this. I started where I was. I started small. I started where I was. And I grew. I just kept growing. And that's how you create wealth. And it doesn't take as long as you think. It takes you thinking differently, doing things differently, not being afraid to go and try new things and go be around things that are more opulent. If you want to be wealthy and have money, then you need to go be around people that have money. You need to go see what they like. What do their things? How would I sell to these people? How would be if a real estate agent, just using that as an example, how would I be a real estate agent to wealthy people? I need to see their properties. I need to see what they like, where they buy things. And now I can have clients that will pay me way more. I have people that can invest in my business now because I've changed my environment. I changed how I saw myself. I don't just see myself as a black woman. That's another thing. You have to change how you see yourself. You cannot just see yourself as a black person and think that we as the black community need to help each other. We just help ourselves. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you are a black person, if you're any person, how you become wealthy and create wealth is you work on yourself. Look at this. They converted the garage into this beautiful room. It's a playroom. It's an arcade room, got a TV. This is amazing. Think about how much money she makes off of this property, creating wealth. People rent this property out, pay the mortgage down. This is a multi-million-dollar house. When she sells it, she'll get millions. I have 3 that I'm getting in this neighborhood. 2 condos and a big house like this. And this is all possible because I changed how I think. And people think that I'm childlike sometimes because I go on these adventures and I'll go look at properties and go in neighborhoods and I'll go get lost. So what? That's what makes me different. Most people are not millionaires. Most people are not billionaires. So you have to start being different. You have to start being around different people. You have to start believing in yourself. You have to start believing it's possible. You have to start looking at life differently, much, much differently. Because life can be different and you don't have to just see yourself as this small thing. You can see yourself as this big thing. And then you'll be it. And then you'll be it, and then you'll have it. And one day you'll wake up and you're not so old. You're still young and things are awesome. And your life is awesome and you stay in amazing places and life is good. And you wake up positive and you say your meditations and you still write in your journal and you don't forget about where you came from and you try to bring value to people every single day of your life still. And things come and blessings come. And that's how you create wealth. You don't need to commit any crimes. There don't need to be any hustles. You do what's passionate for you. You do what you love in love, okay? In love. You do what you love in love. And then it comes. And it'll just flow to you. And it'll just flow to you. And yeah, there'll be some challenges. I'm not going to lie to you. There were some challenges along this way. But I don't stop. I don't quit. I don't give up. I stay positive every single day. I'm thankful and appreciative for my life, my kids, my husband, my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my team, my employees. I wake up in appreciation for them every single day that they even allow me to have this great company that I have and this business that I have. And to you listening to this, you can have the exact same thing. On my birthday, I have a gift for you. I'm giving away my book, Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, absolutely free. You can get my book, Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, at noellsfreebook.com. I want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful and start creating the life of your dreams, the same way that I have. This is Noelle, to your success.